testified that you've been a lawyer for 32 years, is that correct?
Yep.
And you understand, of course, that Alderman Cornett is not a licensed attorney in the state of Iowa, correct?
Correct.
And he's never went to law school, has he?
Are you going to ask me how I know that?
I'll decide what questions I ask you.
Okay.
And he never went to law school, did he?
He told me he has not gone to law school.
Did you believe him?
Yes.
Now, you talked about, I believe, one of the first meetings that you had with Alderman Cornett, and you indicated that he willingly complied by attending this meeting. I believe it was with you and perhaps the HR director?
I asked him to come to the HR conference room with me. In attendance was Chief Bladel and Allison Fleming, the HR director, and he willingly agreed to come along, yes.
All right. And you asked him questions in that meeting, and he answered those questions, correct?
Yes.
And you indicated in your testimony that he was, quote, dismissive at first, but as we talked, he seemed more responsive, correct?
It wasn't at that first meeting. But
Okay, that was at...
subsequent ones, he was dismissive at first, but then he seemed to understand or become more understanding.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Thank you for pointing that out. I think you're talking about the May 8th, 2023 meeting, correct?
There was 2 meetings where he did that.
Okay. I mean, 2 meetings that you believed he acted that way. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. They both had to do with his harassment of female employees.
Now, you referred to what you called a, quote, temporary communication protocol.
Correct.
Do you recall that?
Yep.
What is that?
I instructed him on the day before, it would have been May 22nd, to have no contact with city employees other than myself or Brian Heyer until we could meet with him on May 23rd.
But what is a temporary communication protocol? Is that something in writing?
It was in writing. I sent an email to him.
Is that part of a City of Davenport policy?
No, but we, as you should be aware as an attorney, we have to take reasonable measures to protect our employees. We're required to under the law, sir.
Yeah, just please limit your answer to the question that I ask you.
Limited as I can make it.
So, Mr. Warner, there is no written policy of the City of Davenport with the title Temporary Communication Protocol, correct?
Correct.
And I believe you further testified that at one of the conversations that you had with Alderman Cornett that he acknowledged that he may have been wrong sometimes?
I don't recall those specific words. He never denied any of the incidents that we asked him about. He admitted to them. Again, he was dismissive at first, but then he seemed to understand that how they made people feel bad, how they were demeaning.
Okay, fair enough. And I believe you said, you testified that that you believe that Alderman Cornett threatened you several times with your job. Is that correct?
Yes, he told me he would take my job.
Okay, so did you believe him?
I believe that he intended to take my job.
Did you
Yes,
believe
sir.
that he was going to become the corporation counsel of the City of Davenport?
It doesn't have to be the corporation council to take my job. It's within his purview
But did
to
you
be
believe
one of the votes to take it, sir.
he couldn't vote? He couldn't fire you himself, could he, Mr. Warner?
He could certainly be part of taking my job.
It takes a majority or 2/3 vote of the city council to fire you,
It
correct?
takes 7 votes.
7 votes, okay. So there'd have to be 6 more people to fire you, correct?
He's one of the 7 that can fire me.
And my understanding is, sir, is that you're retiring this December 2023 as corporation counsel from the city of Davenport?
I'm not sure why that's your understanding.
I'm asking you the question. Now, is that true or not?
It's unclear.
Did you ever do a criminal background check on Alderman Cornett?
I had no reason to.
So the answer is no, correct?
No.
Thank you. No further questions.